are coming to us live from Lee Funeral Home. Anytime we shall be seeing the body make its way towards Lee. But what are some of the preparations that we expect? How is the security like at the Lee Funeral Home? Grace.
Well, once again, so good morning, not just in Kenya, but in Africa, following the sudden death of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. We're coming to you live from the Lee Funeral Home, and here I'm flanked by several cabinet secretaries who are going to be addressing the press in just a while to tell us how the preparations are ongoing. Remember, Raila Odinga, who sadly passed on yesterday, is being flown into the country and will be received at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and later on brought here at the Lee Funeral Home. But cabinet secretaries are here. We have Ruku and the likes, just to tell us how the preparations are ongoing and how prepared they are to receive, of course, the body of the late, that is former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Welcome, Ruku.
Thank you. We are here at Lee Funeral Home on behalf of the government of Kenya to receive the body of the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. It's one of the darkest moments in our country because of losing a very great leader who has served this country for many years with dedication and commitment for the democracy of this country, for proper governance or good governance of this country. And that's why on behalf of the government, we are here, three of us, Honorable Miano and Honorable Kinyanjui, waiting to receive the body of the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. We are requesting all Kenyans to be calm and to give respect to the last respect to the late Prime Minister Raila Odinga, as well as to give space to the family to mourn and to grieve the lost patriarch.
All right. Thank you so much. Maybe we can also get some view from Rebecca Miano. This is a man who Kenyan politics cannot go by without mentioning his name. His legacy lives on. Perhaps how can you remember Mr. Raila Odinga?
Thank you. First is to extend my deepest condolences, especially to his family, to His Excellency the President, and all Kenyans, because we are all mourning. It is a very sad moment. It is a time of reflection, and this is a time to reflect on mortality and to show all of us that we are in this world for a time and that it is really mortal, and we must do the very, very best that we can when we are on this earth and this country. The late Right Honorable Raila Odinga is a celebrated figure in this country. I personally remember him, and I will cherish the memories of somebody who brought out their best in the space, in terms of politics, in terms of governance, in terms of shaping the unity of this country. Indeed, we have lost a hero, a doyen, and for many of us who he mentored, we will be left with something, with qualities, and we call upon everyone to take the late Honorable Raila Odinga as an example. What we learned from him about unity, democracy, governance, and giving out your best to serve a country. You can imagine if we all do that, we will take this country to the next level, even in memory of his life. We are here to receive the body. Our colleagues, led by His Excellency the President, are at the airport, but we are here just to ensure everything goes on very well.
Thank you so much. We can also have some sentiments from Kinyanjui. You've been active in politics. This is a man who's been known to shape not only the young but also the old when it comes to the politics of the country. What is the one thing that you're going to miss about Mr. Raila Odinga?
I think allow me first to join my colleagues in also expressing our condolence to the family, to Mama Ida, Winnie, and the whole family for the loss of Baba. Baba was a public figure, but he also had a very supportive family, and we joined them in this very difficult moment. We are here to ensure that all plans relating to how the body is received here at the funeral home runs according to program. And this particular station is also manned by the defense forces and the police, and also at the leadership level. We are here just to align that part and to make sure that everything goes according to plan. Secondly, on the issue of Baba, maybe is to say that we have seen Baba through the years. Some of us came to know him later in life, but I think the story of Baba can be told through the 4 presidents, from Moi to Kibaki to Uhuru and up to the current. He was an active player, and he was a common denominator in all these governments. In fact, I would say he shaped government policy while out than even some of the actors who were actually in government. But one key thing about Baba's politics is that Baba was very focused on the nation. That yes, there was time for politics, there was time to seek votes, but when things didn't go your way, he always knew that we must put the country first. And I think in his last few months, he lived that statement in everything that he did. He was probably the true spirit of a father in a home, and he would call out any institution and any person who was doing anything against the interest of the nation, whether it was parliament, whether it was senate, whether it was the counties, whether it was government, whether it was our young people who sometimes got a bit of a zealous and would want to do some actions that were against the national interest. Baba was that old man who would say, don't do that. And at one time I remember him saying he has nothing to fear. And that's really the benefit that Baba gave to the country, that he could stand firm for what is best for Kenya. And we will greatly miss that, because just like in any home, you need somebody who can stand up without fearing about politics, elections, or anything, because the country must always be first. So we remember Baba in many ways. We remember him in the struggle. We remember him in the many critical developments of Kenya, including the constitution that we have today, the repeal of Section 2A. He was a critical player in the multi-party, search for multi-party, and all the freedoms that we continue to enjoy today. So we celebrate him and continue to remember the great work that he did. And Baba, like I said, shaped politics while in government, out of government, and even now in his death will still shape. Thank you.
Can you tell us exactly what is happening at this place at this time? What are we expecting? What is the nation expecting once the body of Baba arrives here?
I think there's a normal preparation that would come, and then I think the rest will be announced at that particular time. But obviously, we can't handle too many crowds around here, but the full program will be announced later. I think for today, mainly it is receiving, but the public part will be announced as we move forward. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right, there you have it. Cabinet secretaries, that is Kinyanjui, Rebecca Miano, and Ruku, just eulogizing Raila Odinga as a mentor and a legend. Most of all time, we normally call him as the political enigma of the Republic of Kenya. But just to mention, Aseto, is that security here is beefed up. Security is tight. It is actually not so easy for anyone to make their way through the Lee funeral home without passing through very tight security checks. If my cameraman can also pan this way, and you can see the security, as I said, no joke. Raila Odinga, once he lands in the country, is going to be brought here at the Lee funeral home, and as the cabinet secretaries have said, everything is ready, everything is set to receive the body of the late Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, that is Raila Odinga, and also to mention what happens after this. There's going to be a procession to State House, and then after that, Raila Odinga is going to be set, the body of the late Raila Odinga is going to be set at Parliament for public viewing. But as said, that is all that comes from this particular place, at the Lee funeral home. Everything is ready, everything is set to receive the remains of the late former Prime Minister Raila Odinga. Back to you in studio.
Thank you, Grace, for that update as you're having discussions with the Cabinet Secretaries Rebecca Miano and Geoffrey